Hello everyone, I hope you guys are well. In this video I am going to be showing you 3 Ghanaian recipes: breakfast, lunch and dinner. That's basically everything that I eat on this day. Go ahead and subscribe by clicking that red button. It really does help me out a lot. Just a quick one before we get into the video. I do have a website where I sell natural skincare and hair care. It's www.luxiourskinandhair.com. The link will be in the description box. If you want to support me, you can subscribe to my mailing list just down the bottom of the homepage, or you can shop on my website. I have tons of natural skincare and hair care handmade right here in Ghana. As per your request, guys, I do have merchandise available now: t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, all that good stuff. There'll be a link in the description box below. Good morning, guys. Our first meal of the day. It's breakfast. It's about 6 something. I just had to put it on now because this breakfast, you're better off soaking it the night before, but I completely forgot, so I had to put it on now because it's just going to take forever to cook. So the first thing we're going to make is oblayo. Oblayo is basically made from corn that's peeled and broken into pieces. It cooks for hours and hours before it's done. You're better off soaking it the night before if you know you're going to have it for breakfast, because it's just going to take forever. Fortunately, I forgot to soak mine, so I cooked mine for like 3.5 hours or 4 hours, something like that, before it was soft enough to eat. So trust me when I say you need to soak it the night before. Okay, guys? So basically, you need to wash it thoroughly till the water runs clear. Add tons of water because it's all going to reduce anyway because of the cooking time it takes to cook this. And then as you cook it, the water will reduce. So just keep adding more and more water until the corn softens completely. But when the corn is completely softened, so maybe like 10 minutes till it's done, you just need to add a little bit of corn flour. Just add like a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half. Add a little bit of water to that. Make it like a creamy, liquidy consistency. And then pour it into your oblayo mixture, and then that gives it like a creaminess. It adds a level of creaminess to it. You can have it as it is. This is completely optional, but this makes it nicer. I learned this from my chef, Sweet Ajele. Okay, guys? So yeah, along with my breakfast, I'm just gonna have a mango. Half a mango I ended up having because the other half had some bits that weren't too good in there, so I just had half, and then yeah, I had half with my breakfast, and that was really, really lovely. So yeah, I'm just gonna chop up my I can't speak. I'm just gonna chop up my mango, and then we're going to dish some of our oblayo. Guys, this is so delicious and so filling. You need to try it out. I'm sure this kind of corn is accessible wherever you are, so make sure you try it out. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Remember, our goal is to get to 50k by September. Okay, guys? So make sure you subscribe by clicking that red button and turn on your notification bell by pressing the button on the right hand side. Here is our breakfast served. The oblayo goes well with evaporated milk and a little bit of sugar. You can eliminate both of these if you don't want it, but oblayo is not oblayo without any of these, okay? This is so good. So good. This is the end result of my breakfast. All gone. That's what my mango is looking like. Delicious. All right, so for lunch we are making cabbage stew. I did add a bit of beef to it because I was craving meat. So for the meat, I'm just going to season it with some ginger and garlic, a little bit of curry powder, beef seasoning, and a little bit of salt. I did add a tiny bit of water to it because the meat was frozen when I popped it on fire. So I'm just going to cook it on low heat for about 20 minutes till the meat is softened. And here I'm just showing you some tomatoes with chilies that I've blended. If you guys have seen my chicken stew recipe, it's basically the same thing, just that I'm using beef here, and I'm gonna add some cabbage in here as well. So the oil looks like that because I scooped it off another stew that I made some time ago. Okay, so I fried my meat on both sides for about maybe 3 minutes because it's basically cooked already, and then I added my onions. So I'm not gonna take out my beef before I do this. Okay, I'm just gonna add my onions in straight away. The next thing I added following this was my ginger with garlic. You guys need to have this in your fridge if you're going to be making Ghanaian dishes, okay? It just makes it so much easier and it's just convenient. Usually I do maybe half part ginger and a quarter part of garlic, and then, well, I don't do it. Aisha does it for me. So thank you, Aisha. And then I've just added my blended tomato with chili, and I've just rinsed the blender and added it to it. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to give this a good stir, and then I'm going to let it cook and reduce completely, really, before I go ahead and add my spices. Okay. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. Okay, guys, it tells me that you guys are enjoying these, and it also tells me that you want to see more. Okay, so now that my stew has reduced a little bit, I'm gonna add like a teaspoon of curry powder to it, and I added some grains of selim, and then I think I added my stock, beef stock from when I cooked the beef. Okay, and then I'm going to stir this. I usually add the beef stock before I add salt, so just in case the beef stock is enough to season my stew and I don't need any extra salt. So you do that, give it a stir, and then taste it before you proceed. Okay, guys, so at this point you're going to let it cook and simmer completely till you don't see any more bubbles. The oil needs to start to form on the top, and there shouldn't be any more bubbles. That's how you know that your stew is ready. So now that our stew is ready, we're going to add our cabbage. Obviously, cabbage is a vegetable. It doesn't take too long to cook at all, so you leave it to the last end and you don't leave it in there for too long, because especially if you want a bit of a crunch to it. So this is some cabbage that I had chopped up and frozen. So yeah, I'm just gonna add that and a little bit of carrots. Stirring this with the cabbage can be a little bit difficult because obviously the cabbage is cold and it's just, yeah. So you're better off just covering it, leaving it for maybe 5 minutes, allowing the cabbage to wilt a little bit, and then you can come back and stir it properly. So that's what I did. I covered it for about 5 or so minutes and then came back, took it off, and then stirred it, and then it was really good. Look at this goodness, guys. This was a day where I was working at home, so it was easier for me to like cook and do all these things. Generally when I'm out and about, yeah, this doesn't happen. Okay. And living by yourself as well, like you just can't be bothered cooking that much. Like I love cooking and I love to cook for people, but because I live by myself, I'm not really bothered to cook that much. Like I'm probably gonna eat this stew for like the rest of the week. Anyway, so my stew is basically ready. I did let it simmer a little bit longer, maybe like another 5 minutes or so. Tasted it for salt and everything else, and everything was good, so I didn't need to add any more. And this is it. It's basically done. I had this with some sweet potatoes that I cooked the night before. You can have this with yam, you can have this with rice, whatever it is you feel like. And this was so good, guys. So good. You can obviously eliminate the meat completely if you don't want it, okay? This is what my plate is looking like, guys. Is this not a sign that it was delicious? Anyway, I knew I wasn't gonna have dinner because I had lunch pretty late because I was busy doing stuff on the computer and I just got carried away. By the time I realized it was like 3:30 already, so I didn't have lunch till about 3:30. So I went ahead and cut up these plantains and marinated them in advance because I knew I wasn't going to eat anything heavy later in the night. I just needed a bit of a snack. So in this container, I've just got some chili, my ginger garlic paste, grains of selim, calabash nutmeg, salt, and I think that's it. Yes. I just blended all that together and I've just poured it on my plantains. And yeah, I am just gonna cover it and leave it alone till whenever I feel like eating something. And once I was ready, I just went ahead and fried this in some vegetable oil. Okay, guys, this is basically kelewele. I'm sure you've heard of kelewele before. I love plantains, guys, like especially when it's in kelewele form. Oh my god, delicious. Anyway, so yeah, I went ahead and fried this. It was golden brown and it was ready to enjoy. I went ahead and added some roasted peanuts to it because that's how you eat it, and that was that. You guys, it's dinner time and I'm so glad that I prepared this plantain for dinner. Here is my kelewele, guys. Oh my god. I'm about to enjoy my kelewele. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe by clicking that red button, and don't forget to follow your bliss. So now life is short. Follow your bliss. Na nipa ye day. Follow your bliss. Na di besi biya ye. And follow your bliss. Na den ne mada. Take care, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.